The Season 8 finale of Rick and Morty was fantastic, but I wish it had stuck to its darkest turn rather than hurriedly going back and reversing its effects. Memory Rick makes his eagerly anticipated comeback in Rick and Morty Season 8, Episode 10, Hot Rick, when he successfully enters Beth's head to get back together with Diane. Similar to previous Rick and Morty season finales, Hot Rick had a number of unexpected developments. Rick blasted Diane's memory into space, hinting at her potential return. It turned out that Mr. Poopy Butthole's wife, Amy, had discovered he was a fraud in the dimension he had penetrated. Additionally, it nearly destroyed Space Beth. Beth accidentally kills her clone, Space Beth, as her mind becomes further distorted by Rick's memory experiments and she becomes obsessed with reviving her mother's memories. She is appalled by her actions. However, Rick quickly repairs Space Beth's broken neck and revives her after discovering her body. If the show had vowed to eradicate Space Beth, it would have been more captivating. The show should have stuck to murdering her off, but I adore that character and all it has done with her over the years, including the season when Beth and Space Beth reverted to their violent, sociopathic childhood selves. In addition to forcing Rick to deal with the terrible consequences of his reluctance to deal with his grief, it would have left Beth with a great deal of guilt to live with moving ahead. Rick and Morty made sure that there would be no lessons learned or repercussions carried over into the following season by promptly reviving her. Destroying Space Beth would have been the kind of pivotal moment that gave Rick and Morty their iconic status. Space reversal. Another instance of contemporary Rick and Morty being overly cautious is Beth's passing. The show's commitment to major, game-changing twists was what first made it so memorable. It shouldn't be terrified of dying because this is the program that, halfway through its first season, terminated the planet and switched to a new universe. Character deaths have been undone in Rick and Morty's long existence. It is uncommon for a character to be killed off and for the death to truly stick. Phoenix Person was the return of Bird Person. Even Diane appears repeatedly in the show in different incarnations. Changing the stakes by making Space Beth's death permanent would have been a smart move.